Thank you for joining this session today, and the topic of discussion would be roundtable discussion would be how responsible AI in education, smart, scalable, and aligned for societal good. Mr. Priyansh is kind enough to accept our invitation as the moderator of this session. And now I hand over the mic to Mr.
Under one roof and discuss ideas and share their views and learn from each other, which is more important because everyone is coming from so much diverse fields and so much diverse experiences, and it is always good to share those experiences and views and help each other. So as Pranali said, the topic of our discussion is the use of AI in the education vertical. What we have seen is the tremendous growth of AI in recent past, including in every field. And definitely it is here to stay. We cannot shy away from it. It's something like, when touch phones came and Nokia was very resistant to that idea that touch phones will never fly. And finally what happened to Nokia is, we all know that, right? So it's like that. So we cannot ignore AI. But only thing is how well and how, in a moderate way we can use AI to the maximum possible way. It should not, start creating problems or, creating nuisances for the, students or teachers or, those kind of things. So having said that, let's start this with this discussion with the first round of introduction. I will pass on the mic so that you can, quickly introduce yourselves. And then we will touch upon the points and have a discussion around that. So thank you once again for, taking out time and coming all this far. And I know Bangalore traffic is so messy. So thank you. And we'll start with here.
Dr. Rudraya Hiremat, Founder Principal, Indian Public School, Thuruvekere, Tumkur District. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. This is Sunitha Vasan, Founder Director of Samskriti Academy at Whitefield.
Evening all. This is Prithvi Banwasi from Roots Institutions. I'm mainly now a consultant in education.
A very warm good evening to everyone. This is Anupama Ramachandra, Principal of Delhi Public School, Electronic City.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Rama Devi, Founder Principal for India International School, which is in Yerkad, Tamil Nadu. I'm glad to be here, a part of the panel.
A very happy evening to one and all present here. I'm Dr. Sunitha Khanapure, Christ International School, KR-Puram, Bengaluru.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Manish Rastogi. I work with a company called ZLearn, and we run the entire spectrum of education from pre-primary schools, K-12, vocational, university, the entire works.
Happy evening, everyone. From Haveri, Dr. Durgesh PM, CEO in SKN International School, Haveri.
Good evening all. I am Dr. Prabhu Halevadimat, Principal of Prarthana International School, Haveri.
Warm evening everyone. I am Vidya Shankar. I am the Principal of Mahalakshmi Layout, Orchids International School.
Hello. I am Dr. Lingaraju, Director from Ashoka Group of Institutions.
Good evening all. This is Kalesha Yanagatti, Executive Director of BS International School, Electronic City, Bangalore.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace be on you. I'm Kubra Hussain, Principal and CEO, Grandeur Group of Schools.
Good evening all. This is Yogita Agarwal, a group of Cups the Preschool. I'm the co-founder of that. And thank you for giving this opportunity to be a part of this event.
Good evening, one and all. I'm Sauda from Meridian English School. I'm the chairman and director of the Meridian English School and Edument at the High School, Ramnagar branch.
Good evening, respected ones. I'm Sushmitha Prashanth from PRISM Academy, Mysore, managing trustee and the owner. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am Dr. Syeda Nusrath, founder director of Aryan Institute, Bengaluru.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Vanitha Lokesh, founder principal, VMN Public School. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm principal of Delhi Public International School, Hesragatta Road, Bengaluru. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. That was a quick introduction. I am very, curious, and I want to understand. First of all, let's take one step backwards. We were all happy going to school. I'm talking about pre-COVID days, right? We never thought about online classes. We never thought about these kind of things. And suddenly, after COVID or during COVID, because online trends and the way education system adapted to that was tremendous. I mean, I really appreciate and kudos to all the leaders or education fraternity that how they quickly changed in those times to ensure that the continuity of studies happened with the typical chalk, blackboard and all that. And then came the digital media, online classes. And then now we are talking about AI. And it is like, it all happened in last 5 years or 4 years for that matter. So this thing is AI is really required in education? Yeah, so let's start with that. Let's take a step backwards. I know it is there and it has to be adopted. But what all, just quickly, can we is it really required? And if it is required, to what extent it can be helpful in inclusivity, in helping students or teachers? So please, anyone can start and, touch upon this point.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to start so that our peer colleagues can continue with that. AI is essential at the education level. And as leaders, I think we all should be upgraded to how to use it in an effective way. As I have started my career long back as a principal, those days, I used to draft my circulars it used to take a lot of time. And if anything, my teachers do the proofreading, everything. Now, with the help of AI, I'm like this. And it doesn't mean I don't give my own thought flow. Actually, I give my complete thought flow, but in a proper way, how professionally and whatever I require, the prompts, I put it so that I get what I want. So I feel I'm more effective, more efficient than the principal down the lane back 20 years. So I feel it is really giving a lot of things. I would like to quote one more thing. When I joined Reindeer International School, it's a new school, budding school. So my chairman was asking me, ma'am, this is the lyrics of the school song. I am equipped with little, AI things. So what did I do? I said, sir, you don't have to go anywhere to create this song. We can create with the help of AI. He said, really? Just send me. It took only half an hour for me to give ample of different types of songs, the same lyric with different tones. And my chairman and complete family sat together, they selected the best one, and they created it now with a real human voice, and they want the same one. So I felt so happy. See, we being a leader, we can do a lot of things for our education, we can uplift it. And as sir is asking, now how, I would like to hand over the mic, how?
Thank you, ma'am, for your perspective on that. I would like to first clarify that the question what sir has asked is not what AI can do, is AI required, right? So if you ask me, years ago when the first computer came, is computer required? They said no, many people will go out of jobs. I remember the protest that happened So is AI required? I would say certainly not, because there is a study that also shows, like ma'am said, things are done in a jiffy. There is a Harvard study that shows that people who use AI, people who don't use AI, when you don't use AI, your brain is working at its maximum potential. So we were doing good without AI also. So if you ask me whether it is required, I would probably say not.
I would like to add here.
Excuse me.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. So I agree with ma'am. Maybe it is not required, but as a principal, as an educator, I feel it is required when we have to think of customized learning, personalized learning. Since nowadays in schools we include special children, there are certain things that we can draw through AI. Maybe what I'm doing is not right, but AI would suggest whether it is right or wrong to use it for that child who requires inclusive education. Along with that, I would also like to add, there are many data analysis things that as a principal or as a teacher we have to do, because there's lots of competition. It helps in that as well. So it is required, but we should know when to press the help button or the help key.
Yes.
It's in our hands.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. For my opinion here, AI is essential. So it's very essential. I can quote her, Roti, Kapda or Makan, AI is a... yeah, with AI. It's a very important. Because not in education field much, in other field we required. So nobody can replace for teacher AI. The teacher Guru Shala Gurukula system is the excellent system. But in this generation, we need AI help to achieve many things. How the ma'am has said, it is a quick, smart work AI will be do. Before we are doing like a donkey work. Now the AI, it's made the very easy work, but everything, there is a limit is there. Beyond a limit to destroy the no, to create, to make a beautiful place, AI, we should take the help, not to destroy our world. This is my opinion.
Hello everyone. Hello, excuse me. Yeah, Prithvi here, and I'm sitting here mainly because we closed all our schools when it went online. We had 8 branches and we closed all of it because very sincerely we educators understand that children are harmed by gadgets. But we were so smart that we were able to get into their drawing rooms. Thanks to tech, thanks to everything that is there. What happened? I have a study from NIMANS. Earlier there used to be 20% borderline children, 80% normal in every classroom. Now there are 80% borderline and 20% guaranteed ADHD. There is nothing called normal today. So, where did that come from? Thanks to our gadgets and thanks to our urgency to not to lose money. While the 2 years would have been a brilliant space at home where geography, history, science, language, everything was there, thanks to the people around him. But we said we need fees, so we said we need to do this thing called online education, and government said 45 minutes only. Then my parents said, how can I work otherwise if you only do for 45 minutes? So the school said, shh, 4 hours, don't worry. So all the schools did online program for 4 hours while the children were engaged online. The only thing they learned was how to say the line is not okay, I'm not able to switch on my video. They did a lot of coping up. I don't know how much they learned. They did learn a lot. My thing is, what is AI? Artificial intelligence name, that is nothing but an extended Google search. When Google was there and you used to give word search, it used to do a word, find out in its encyclopedia and throw you all the options. What is AI? It has gone one step ahead. The AI understands the meaning of that word and searches its database, anything related to that meaning, and gives you an option, gives you the story based on the emotion that you're looking for. Yeah.
And it's self-learning also.
And it's self-learning. Every time it's searching, it's learning. It's amazing. It is very amazing. I think it's a brilliant tool for teachers. It's a brilliant tool for adults. It's a brilliant tool for academic planners. But definitely harmful for the children. Definitely reducing the brain capacity to function. thinking capacity and functional capacity. And as educators, I think we need to be a little more, keep the money mind also, but a little conscious, saying that I will have AI introduced to them because that is required in the world, but we will stick to our books and boards. Thank you.
I would like to add few things here. To come up with to answer the question, is AI required? Why AI we have to teach us children is what you just say, it's not just an extended version of Google search. In today's world, the engineers, lot of engineers, they themselves are trying to learn a lot of things using AI, because every day AI is moving thousands time bigger and bigger, because it will do everything what you ask for. It will create you software, it will create you anything. But in this current generation, if you're not able to, we don't need AI, but we have to make our children aware of how to make a decision to utilize the AI. That is more important thing. As an educator, we have to learn, because we cannot stop using AI, or we cannot tell children not to use AI, because if they have to go further, maybe like +2 or their graduation, without AI they will not be able to do any projects, because all the jobs available for them are based on AI. So they have to know. We were submitting, but the people who were submitting, now it's because the AI has grown in a large extent that all the multinational, why Google is hiring for 10 CR packages for top engineers, because they are able to utilize the AI models, create the AI models. That's why. But then if we are forcing our children, okay, let's stick to the books, then how are we are, as educator, what we have to be more responsible is we have to make them aware of things available and how to utilize for the best version for themselves. That is the thing I want to put a point here.
Let me add to it.
Just
Very crisply put.
Waiting.
1 second, sir, because she is waiting for quite some time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, if you just go back, few centuries and few decades, people used to travel on donkeys, camels, and they used to take ages to reach from one place to the other. So the world has evolved, the world has changed, and progress has happened only because of change. So if we get stuck saying that, okay, AI is not required at all, let's travel in camels, I think the traffic issue will be resolved in Bangalore, no doubt, but yet we are going to be frustrated at a different perspective. So change is important, progress is important. So keeping that in mind, AI is definitely important in today's education. But yes, it is about working hard and adding smartness to it. So the effort is not going to reduce, the human effort is not going to reduce, the human touch cannot reduce. But with AI, it will definitely facilitate it to a different level, where the children who are, the ability is more than what a child can capture, they will reach a different level. So I would say it's a neutral approach. AI is required, but of course with the monitoring part, but AI is definitely required.
Yeah, I shall just add to it that AI is there. Whether we like it or not, children are already into it. Very crisply put, children are already into it. How we are going to monitor, how are the parents going to monitor, how as an educator going to monitor.
So that brings to my second point. What safeguards are needed to ensure data privacy and ethical use of AI? So we all agree that it is required. It has to be used. We can't shy away from it. But what is required and to what extent it can be used, and how to ensure the safety of the data privacy, and because data is so huge, and if you are bombarding a 8-year, 10-year-old kid with so much data, I don't know in what way they will perceive and what they will make out of it. So what we can do and what safeguards are needed to ensure this safety checks?
Yeah, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everybody said, I totally agree that tech is required, but there's a time for tech. There's a time when you can introduce technology to that level in terms of independently monitoring, independently being vulnerable to giving your data. Because day in, day out, we see scams, hacking, phones, WhatsApp being hacked every day. Day before was my wife's. So I am very closely connected to that point. I understand how difficult it is without knowing, clicking something and what would happen for a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, and how he could be psychologically damaged if somebody sends back a porn video with his face in it. Now that is dangerous. So yes, awareness. Children are aware, like she said, they know much better. Today you buy a phone, you hand it over the child, he will set it up for you. So they are aware of tech. Usage, how, when, where, what, there's a time for it. I think by the time they are 10th standard, there are 15 years, and they are good big adults. If their foundation in your school is done very well, they know what decisions to take correctly. I think that's a good time for the points, how to safeguard, how to make sure that the data breach doesn't happen, so that he's aware how much he needs to give into, which is very important. And vulnerability below 10 standard is very high. Social media, TikTok was banned mainly because of that age group. So there is so much of vulnerability. We are giving our children, my son studied in a school which didn't have a TV screen till 12th standard. He's in advertising now. He creates his entire campaign on AI. So he did his knowledge learning AI, which is perfectly possible. According to the ads, it takes 3 weeks, the crash courses. So it's not difficult to learn a topic, but how to learn is more important. As educators, I think we should teach how to learn. The topic, definitely. I respect that, yes, it is required. You cannot remove that. But there's an age. We look at what other vulnerable things that can happen to the child. I'm thinking of a male child. I don't even want to think about a female child.
I think sir wants to say
I have a point. It's required according to me. The point is how responsible we are. The prompts, whatever we give, responsibly, then the output automatically it gives. When you are talking about data privacy, see, end of the day, whatever we feed into the system, or how the way that we train the machine, that is the output generally it gives. But nowadays, what is happening is, Alexa. So anything, Alexa, switch on my fan. Or whatever the act that you wanted to perform, through that you are making it happen. What happens if the entire night you forgot to switch off that? Whatever the conversation made between husband and wife is recorded there. So there comes the question mark for the data privacy. Yeah. You believe it or not, one of the murder case was solved because of Alexa. This is what the data privacy, because anybody who is feeding the information, we should be very much responsible. See, few people, just for fun also, how do I take revenge on my wife? No, such things are there. And immediately with that, the AI will ask, what is the age of your husband? And what is his dynamics, all that. So that is what, see, our personal information is being shared. That's how this AI going into different dimension. But AI is meant for something else. Yeah. Absolutely, for education. See, our teachers, we are giving a lot of clerical works. Am I right? So all that clerical works, we can easily get that solved by AI, wherein their focus mainly on the students' progress. They're teaching. The teaching mechanism, that's where actually this AI is more important to be utilized.
Sir, just responding to your question, is the future. And I think digital citizenship should be part of the school curriculum. We are only teaching them how to use. But are we also teaching them the consequences of not using it appropriately? And we as adults also, every time there is a checkbox, agree, we just tick it. We never read the fine print, even as adults, because I feel somehow that we are also not educated enough. So I think teacher training programs are very essential, because teachers are more amazed at how pictures are morphed than children. For children, it's like an everyday thing. Of course, teachers are like, amazed. So teachers, I think, need to have more awareness programs, and children should be spoken to very often about how to be responsible and accountable for their presence on social media and other platforms, so that we are conscious, like how Sir said, that each one of us has to take responsibility. We can do that only if we know our responsibility. So I think digital citizenship should be integrated into the curriculum.
Yes. Add on to that.
Hi, my name is Suman Narayan. As Mr. Prithvi was suggesting, on the same lines, I would look at the regulatory body with the complaints. If there is a system in place, I mean the AI responsible framework, if it is designed, that can go very well in today's society. Because there are different dynamics in the society, from a lower, maybe the lower strata of the society to the higher strata of the society, from a government school, Anganwadis, there are a lot of people, different metrics are there. So when there is a different culture is there, so there, as the Data Protection Act of 2003 Data Protection Act, that has to be implemented successfully, which has to be nullified and which can be taken proper way. So that things goes consciously, I mean, with any extent to any level. It has to be used in a responsible way. That's what I feel.
Add on to this. The safety of data is very much important. No doubt AI is a part of our curriculum, I would say, or daily activities in either running a school or running our daily activities with respect to teacher. Because AI plays an important role. Everyone gets panicked, like AI has come and teachers, they would be replaced by AI part and all. But actually it is not so. I believe that AI will help teachers to be more on their personal attention towards the student. They can work in a better position and justify their job rather than working all layman works or doing some clerk works and all. So sticking with the data privacy, I would say that just like ERP softwares, the way what each and every school uses in today's world, wherein we do have restrictions to the content, or we do have restrictions towards the parents or to the students or to the management. Same way AI also can be done, wherein we can have restriction towards the parent part and for the student part. Now, in a versatile way, we do have n number of AI tools which it has been there. But yes, as in school, it will become responsibility of a school to give the restrictions to the URLs. So the restriction of URLs will help us to limit the usage of AI. The versatile part, yes, we can have a good limitation, and that's where the safety of data can be taken care.
Hello, Dr. Lingaraju. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, just I know only one question has taken a lot of time. My answer is whether it is required, yes. Why? Small 1 or 2, 30 seconds, so an example I will give you. Just now already I think sir was telling, when Nokia has not taken a right decision to switch over to smartphone like Android, where it went out. Like that only, if we don't take a decision, right decision by thinking over the pros and cons, we cannot update one thing. In the same pattern, in my life also, I was also running a theatres, 5 theatres I was running. When this TV came and cable, all these things, lot of cinema theatres people were resisting to change for the technology. They wanted to go with the conventional projector system. Whoever has resisted, everybody has closed and they went to the worst situation and thinking that cinema industry itself has gone. Now because of this digitalization, now it is reaching to across the world, people are seeing. So that's why we have to adopt the technology. And related to the schools and kids, I wanted to give my own example. My son was studying in X International School, where most of his sports was engaged in that school. We thought of bringing him to state syllabus, thinking that he has to go for CET and all. more on this one also. Then he went to the depression, like from that school to this school, when we brought him from X to Y, it was inevitable how to recover or how to make him all right. Then he asked one bribe at that time. What he asked is smartphone. Even though as a parents, you know, all of we think that they are going to misuse and all, it was inevitable for us to give the smartphone. Even I didn't have, I had a regular Nokia, but for him, I was able to buy one smartphone. But we were also thinking, little bit scared, thinking that he may misuse it or we are spoiling his studies like that. But I am very happy to say that I will concise my talk. Just 1 year, 1.5 years, that curiosity was there. After that, he started concentrating. I am very happy to say that in the 10th standard, he got a 16th rank in the state level, even though with a smartphone. Why I am telling this example? If AI comes means once again we are resisting in the same fashion. No, we have to adopt, but as some of you have suggested, we should have some limitations, some of the things, because basically they should also learn some maths and science in the conventional way only. This is an added feature. Just we should not be inferior or away from any other candidate. For that, we should also encourage our students to go with AI. This is my opinion. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, right now we are talking about AI from such a long time, but we didn't talk about the vision of India also, Viksit Bharat, what we say always, and which comes in our Siksha mail always, or anywhere, wherever you say my government app or anything. So don't you all think that, you know, if we have to build such kind of citizens where, you know, they can survive themselves in tomorrow's world, after 10 years, we have to definitely stand with AI. Change is constant, and that we all, CBSE or IB, ICSE, all the people, we have to go with the flow. Tomorrow's generation, what they have to do, what they have to learn. For that, AI is important. We know our limitations, we know our boundary. The same way we have to set the boundaries for the students also. We have to make them aware about it. Maybe they are not aware about it because we also just give 2 or 3 periods of computer science, isn't it? 6 hours the child is spending in the school. And whatever you do, it becomes 8 hours, not more than that. But can we increase the number of periods and make them aware about what they should be aware about so that they can set boundaries? And as adults, we know that what has to be taught. So it's always the mindset of the child. AI helps and resolves a lot of issues, whether it is drafting a mail and immediately sending, whether it is drafting anything or, you know, stitching a content or, you know, making a PPT presentation. It has always given us the best of content. We always add our innovation in it, make it more valuable. We can do that. But actually, it's a helping tool. If we see that and take it positively, it will be very helpful because future of India is totally dependent on this. Thank you.
I would like to add on this, like a knife can be used to cut fruits, apply butter, or murder. It's up to us how, on what purpose we are using. Same way, AI is also, it's up to us for what purpose we are going to use it. And yes, as institutional heads, what we can put is, we can give them the awareness of what is right, what is wrong, and we also have to build the mindset of the students to utilize things for their betterment, to utilize things whatever are available for their betterment, because there are a lot of things to make them learn. There are many concepts for which we have to make them learn. But out of everything, if the first thing, if we are able to set up the mindset of how to utilize things in a productive way, then where it be AI or any other things which is coming in future, that will help the future generations to take up in a very positive way. And to safeguard, the question was how to safeguard the rights. The people who are producing the AI models or the companies or the organization or the nationwide government policies should be set up in such a way that because now if we are using a smartphone, they can access your camera, they can access how based on your moods your reels get changed, based on your face structure you will see different data in the YouTube, because they are every time they are watching us. So there should be certain limitation, or there should be certain restrictions which has to be put on the software sites also when it comes to showing the data to the audience, especially while there are children, because I'm pretty sure the companies like YouTube or Instagram, they capture the face structure, and based on that only they will give you the recommendations. There should be certain limitations to be put, especially if they are able to capture adults, they can identify it as a kid too. There should be certain legal, ethical formalities, rules to be bounded to that, because AI is to help people to better themselves.
Yes.
Can I make a point?
So that's very good point. But I was just like to remind everyone that here we are talking about only the school environment and the education environment. So let's keep that in mind. There are so many things. AI is everywhere in every part of life. So just restrict our discussion related to education, teachers, and students, schools. Yeah.
Can I make a point?
So that is one. And before I forget, next you will speak because you have been waiting for long. Before I forget, I just want to throw something so that you can gather your thoughts and then we can talk about that. It definitely helps teachers. It helps to reduce your menial jobs. It may help to create your study plan, class plan, or whatever attendance or analysis or whatever, those things are fine. But when a student uses AI to write an essay or do his or her project work, so that will be my next thing. How is because sir mentioned very, very important point, that Nimhan study which he mentioned, that is very important point, and in the future. So we will come to that, but let ma'am finish her thoughts, then we will talk on this.
The Protection Act, what sir was speaking about, the Protection Act should be bigger than the AI acts that's going to come. Otherwise, everybody are going to be at stake, be it teachers, be it children, be it even parents for that sake. And this is not an era where we can think whether we like COVID or not.
Right? In the plan, education plan, or doing their menial jobs, creating reports, attendance, and all that. But what if the students start using AI for doing their project works, for writing essays? Their thinking capacity, their critical thinking things. So that's what we.
So I think it's important for us to acknowledge that AI is evolving and it will continue to evolve. And perhaps even at a more accelerated pace than what it's being developed at right now. The issue is, and the point I'm trying to make is, we'll need re-evaluation from time to time. My thought is that there will need to be an age cutoff below which we should not allow children to use AI at all.
Yeah.
You know, if we are saying that the neural network inside their brains, which restricts their thinking, then it's very important that we have a first cutoff below which no AI should be permitted. There should be a a second boundary that needs to be set where children are made aware of AI. I'm sure they would be aware of AI in their own children's circles, social circles, but the formal education about AI, the way today we formally teach children about digital media, about digital gadgets, etc. Similarly, education relating to AI. And till the child becomes an adult, there needs to be clear restrictions on what the child, there needs to be an ecosystem. So tomorrow, if there's a ChatGPT version for children, there should be an age tick saying I am below 18, so there should be a ChatGPT version below 18. Today, something like Khan Amigo or Google for Education already has all of those. And even beyond that, there will need to be restrictions and clear, there will need to be a development of awareness of what you should put into any kind of an LLM, so that your personal information doesn't go on to AI. Today, in my organization, that awareness building is already happening. We are taking sign-offs from employees saying that they have disabled ChatGPT, sign-offs saying that personal information will go outside, or my organization's information will go outside.
Yeah, just
so there are three levels that will need to be created.
Just a minute. I also teach in Jain College. When he said about the age limitation to keep a cap over how people can use it. So I had to change my subject and teach them how to copy when you copy from each other from AI. So the project report that was submitted by 15 students were all the same. Yeah. So I had to teach them how to change font, how to change page colors, how to change images, and keep the content the same still. Otherwise, when the auditor comes and says, how did you give marks for the same thing? The first person's submission goes wrong. Everybody else will get marks. Yep. So yes, capping age, also understanding what is required.
Okay. Anyways, sir, can I add on? Education is not only all about transmitting information, it's all about monitoring aspiring children and we being emotionally connected with the children. So here AI being to be updated in our learning process. So I would say that we should be the bridge between the AI and the education as a teachers. Because as the name suggests, artificial intelligence, artificial is artificial, and we are the original people as a teachers. What we have to give them a chance to go with the creativity. After the creativity is done, if any upgradation is needed for any child, you can guide them and tell them you can upgrade this in the part. So the teacher who always love learning will make the children to love the teacher who always love the teaching will make the children to love learning. That's what I believe in. So stay connected, but to the not to the maximum, but to the minimum. Thank you.
I would like to add here, it's not just enough if we teachers and school are putting a cut on AI usage. The parents at home also should be educated. We should go for a parent orientation where we should tell them the limits, and we should make sure that they also have an eye on the child at home. In the school, as it is, we don't allow them to use Wi-Fi and WhatsApp and anything. But at home, the moment they go home, they are on their mobiles. So a parent orientation also will help the children and us in making sure that AI is used carefully.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and parents also plays a very important role. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So talking about how to teach children not to completely depend on AI, I think I would say 80% definitely school plays an important role, and it starts from the foundational stages. So when the children are in kindergarten and primary, that's where you tap their potential and give them a lot of critical thinking tasks. You give them creative writing in which there's no AI involved because they are not that user friendly with AI at that age. So building that foundation is very important to work with them in the secondary stages. Now once they reach secondary stages, I think it's important to teach them research skills. Okay, you need AI, you need to research, you need to gather information, but how can you limit it? Then teach them that, okay, I want certain aspects from AI, but I need your personal perspective also. So what do you think about it? So that's when AI cannot give them a personal perspective. So they will pitch in their thoughts, what I think about it. And of course, now for projects like Sir said, many children use AI. They don't even know how to copy from AI. So plagiarism check is one thing that we have. So when the report is given, so if they do not do the plagiarism check, they have to cite from where they've taken the information. So through that, you actually come to know how much a child has taken from the AI and how much they've given their input. So that can determine the marks for students, which will help them think from even their level also. So this is my opinion about it.
These days, whenever we interview somebody for a job in my organization, we give case studies that they have to come back with answers to. We are already using a software, and the last person got rejected because 97% AI usage was being shown there. So there are already softwares which allow you to assess how much AI usage, and it's an approximation, but it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
To add on.
Once again, please. So there was a statement actually said by Manish sir. So I'm not giving any contradictory statement, but you wanted to set up the age limit to use AI. So according to me, AI is a personalized tutor, if we consider. Because, in a classroom, not less than 60% to 70% are definitely not coming forward to ask any doubts to any teacher, if you all agree. So all those students, where are they depending? They are depending on their peers or teachers, if at all, if they are very much supportive. So they are not being given any kind of encouragement or any kind of motivation. So here, if AI comes up with acts as a personalized tutor, and that which motivates him to identify himself, yes, he too has his own potential, then there is a point of coming up with age restriction.
Okay.
So the kind of tools that you have to come up, those tools you have to design to better use of...
Which is the reason why I mentioned two examples. Khan Amigo, I don't know how many of you have tried it. It comes at a charge, free for teachers. Fantastic tool. It's the, OpenAI had a tie-up with Khan Amigo even before ChatGPT was invented. So it's one of the best tools today available. There's Flexi. Vinod Khosla's wife owns that. Some wonderful tools, and there's Google for Education. Fantastic tools available. The other point that I had mentioned, which we'll have to keep ourselves aware of, is there was a point in time, maybe about 15-20 years ago, when we used to say kids should not be exposed to mobiles till they are adults. Today, maybe 12 years old. Tomorrow, maybe 5 years old. The same way AI will also evolve. But somewhere that framework and that ring fencing will need to continue. That's my personal take.
I think I really endorse that point, because initially we followed Clark's table. But after which, when calculators came in, we restricted that it has to be used only in grade 12 and not otherwise. But now there are no calculators anymore. You can use it, right? So coming back to the life skills, to what Madam has and what Anu also did mention, you did tell about critical thinking skills. So it's all about the teachers, because how constructive can the AI be or how destructive can it be is our choice, number one. Number two is, if we are using generative AI, to what extent we can use the generative AI, and if it has to be trained, how comprehensive it has to be trained for children to use, and for the betterment of theirs should be known. And I also feel, let them soil their hands, let them err, but how reflections are thrown and what kind of questions they need to answer back again in class makes a lot of difference. So the class assignment actually manifests the home learning, and AI should act as a mentor. That should certainly help for the creative ideas to emerge and innovative ideas to progress in school. That's what I wanted to add on.
Nowadays, NAP 2020 and NCF 23, all are talking about competency-based questions, competency-based, because there should not be any rote learning method. Okay, but if we allow students to use AI,
So can we achieve the goals set by the CBSE or any educators? See, when it comes to projects, if it is related to information collection, yes, students can use AI, they can collect which is the largest mountain or such related. But when it comes to projects related to the creativity, which, focus on the students' creativity, so for such projects, usage of AI will not support. That is what I say. If we monitor, yes, most of the time AI helps. Nowadays students, they are also using very creatively. Now perplexity is also there, and they get very quickly answers, and live interaction happens, and students can also find easy methods to convert the complex topic into simple. It makes very simple. So in that way, AI can be utilized, but proper monitoring is required.
This was adopted even in MS also. Recently, from past 2 years, some of my students were telling, any projects doing and all, if they use any chat GPT or something like that, they were not considering that. So same problem will be here also. What is my suggestion is, let us discuss with the limitations of the school. Policy making, suggestion and all those things will come at the higher end. We will discuss related to the school consequences only. Thank you.
I think as educators we need to learn AI to figure out what is coming to us, whether it is AI.
No, I would like to know how many questions are there so that we can share. One question, 3, then like that. So, okay. Right. That's all. See, like when we had different situations earlier, we have switched over. Same thing, we have to get the best. That's all.
Yeah. So, definitely what ma'am said and what sir said, it makes a lot of sense that AI, some limitation has to be there. We all understand that. But, so teachers, do you feel any difference if you're using an AI in the classroom? Are you able to engage your students more?
Nowadays we know interact.
Okay. So that's so definitely that's a very positive side of AI, because nowadays the attention span is very less for everyone, and if this AI tools are able to create a model or show some experiment, instead of they give them a visualization and they know what's happening. So that's a very important thing, which definitely AI is one of the things which it can be used for. Similarly, what are other ways where AI can be used in the school environment or classroom environment?
Sorry, taking the mic back again. Yeah. Since we work with teacher training and a lot with teacher training, one of the AI stuff that we have adopted is how teachers across the state currently can use AI to generate question papers, because each of us, we know the strength and weakness of our teachers, especially when you probably look at the rural areas and internal areas, language skill of English and creating question papers become a huge challenge. So we are working where we have these question papers generated from 1st standard to 10th standard, ICSE and CBSE. Many, but I don't think kindergarten I'll go into, because for me, this, I'm very possessive of children in the kindergarten. I run a Montessori, so we don't want to disturb them. But yeah, in terms of the teacher help, which is huge, you get so much of content. I'm sure Ardor also has something to help teachers. Many tech companies today are looking at how we can give support to teachers so that the quality which reaches children is amazing. I think all of us appreciate, and we will definitely adapt to that.
Exactly, sir. That is what I was about to tell. It helps first level trainers training program. Simple example, how it communicates to the students is secondary. First of all, one small example I will give. In chemistry, let us take proton, electrons, it reaches the potential, then it jumps from one layer to another. Many theories we have read, many things people will interpret. If their interpretation is not correct, their answers will be wrong. So that's why it will be helpful for the trainers training program first. Teachers has to be educated first. Then naturally, through the visualization, students will understand correctly instead of interpreting. So that is one more advantage of this, because of interactive display and all.
Yeah, talking about the advantages of AI for the teaching staff, for the teachers, although I said AI is not required, we use AI largely in our schools also. So I think AI acts as a leveler, and it certainly promotes equity in education, because we should all be very conscious that when we are talking about AI, only 30% of our students have access to AI tools, right? The digital divide is something that we should keep in our mind. So I think AI comes in handy that the lessons are getting standardized. It makes it accessible also, even to people who don't get teachers, like in far-flung areas, we don't get physics teachers or math teachers. So they're able to access quality lessons through AI. So I think AI acts as an enabler, providing equity in education. And it has actually been lifesavers for many teachers, because they're not trained in many things. So they are able to access, how are they teaching it in Bangalore? How are they teaching it in Mysore or Delhi? So they're able to improve themselves. So yeah, sharing is happening through AI. So AI certainly helps teachers largely. And I think we should promote using of AI for teachers. Yeah.
I see assistance to teachers at 3 different levels and in 3 different ways. At the most basic level today, a teacher has a lesson plan. Students need to be engaged. The teacher can use AI. Today you can use Copilot along with PowerPoint to make a beautiful presentation. Images, etc. all will get recommended. They'll get placed there as well. Copilot will hunt the web and place the suitable pictures for you. That is simply using a language model to parse whatever you have and state it in an aesthetically pleasing manner and an interesting manner for the student to assimilate. At the second level, AI, even today, can be used very easily by all teachers, all educators for ideation. Today you have, let's say, and I have tried this. How can I teach a 10-year-old about the theory of relativity? Try it. I'm telling you, try it today. And state very clearly your persona. State that I am a teacher teaching 10-year-olds in an English school. I want to teach my 10-year-old children about the basics of theory of relativity, and give me 3 different ideas. It will give you some beautiful ideas. Trust me. And I am exaggerating by talking about theory of relativity. If you want to talk about planetary motion, or you want to talk about how a plant grows, etc., all of that can be done. This is at the second level, and technology for that exists today. And trust me, I am seeing a triangulation of technologies, and I'm betting money. I'm willing to bet money on this. 5 years down the line, you will have AI actually assisting teachers where they really need it most. I have already seen demos of AI along with cameras that are there in your CBSE classrooms, able to tell, so there are 13 different ways in which cheating can happen. So today there are cameras which will label the child saying he's peeking over the shoulder. This one is passing notes to somebody else, etc. And it happens instantaneously. Today AI can use cameras, layered with cameras, can actually read a child's emotions. So tomorrow I am visualizing that an AI camera based tool can immediately tell a teacher these 2 kids are bored, this one doesn't understand and that one already understands everything that you're teaching. So why don't you ask different kinds of questions?
Yeah, that happens.
Trust
That
me,
will be
this will happen.
amazing actually. That will be the best thing.
This is where AI will really help education.
That will be the full potential of AI, I guess. But very important point Madam said is about digital divide. So rural India, yes, nowadays connectivity is there in every nook and corner of the country. Most of them has a decent connectivity. Bandwidth might be an issue, but that's fine. How? I mean, do you think that it will increase the level of students who are in smaller towns or villages vis-a-vis schools which are there in the main cities and all that?
It is actually building a bridge, because when you see few years ago what the village schools couldn't get it, right now because of the technology they are able to connect, and lots of AI is really helping them a lot. What they wouldn't be able to come and do it in the city, they are able to do where they are. So it's definitely going to be a very positive way. Yes, as everybody is also scared of where it is going to be more of a destroyer, but I think with the limitations and where we know where to stop it, as an educator or as a parent, when you are there to guide the child, then I'm sure it is going to really help out. And for teachers, I could actually like to add that AI has helped us to gauge where exactly we can help the child. Because when you put on your messages and tell them, okay, this is how the child is doing, it is actually guiding you and saying, this child really needs a little more help. You can. So in that way, even the teacher's burden is reduced, because if they are not able to go to every child to understand, but even with overall AI helping them, they are able to sustain and say, okay, this is how we can help this child, and give a little more importance to that child. So I really say AI is positive and negative in this world right now.
So coming back to the question about digital divide, see, basically all the government schools are actually more supported with the equipments. I mean, this is my hands-on experience back at Puducherry, when we had to train all the schools, government schools, which are getting converted or probably adapting and embracing CBSE right now. When we enter those campuses, we don't have that much facilities actually. They have, because government has funded. It's all your fixed mindset, I think, which is pulling us down. Because if COVID came in, and if language teachers had to gear up and to be more productive, to make their living, they did it. So necessity is mother of inventions. So I think they will all gear up to it, maybe slowly, but ultimately we'll all be in par.
To add to that, the government schools, I work with the government schools, especially the one with the migrants. We have actually installed TVs where there's a lot of digital learning. There are few organizations which has made it very easy for them to learn. So in fact, we have books where they just scan. So it has really helped out. And we have seen children in the evenings, once the parent is back, they have a normal smartphone, and the books with the digital part of it is really helping. So I think it is reaching where it has to reach. And children really are enthused to go and learn it. That is my own experience, because I've been working with the government schools for almost 5 years now, especially after COVID, where the admissions were very less. With all these activities, I could see that the school is really doing good. We have admissions on waiting list. So that's how the government schools are becoming in Bangalore too.
When I said digital divide, I was not only talking about government schools. Like our own school, right? Delhi Public School is supposed to be an elite school. So there is a child in grade 5 not turning up with his homework done, always getting punishment. So when we called the parent said, where is the homework given? We are sharing it on Entrar, which is our school portal, right? He says, I come home at 11 o'clock and I'm the only one who has a device. So where is the child able to access, right? So we should not only think of government school, private school, this school, that school. It is about, and it is a number which is there outside. It's not what I'm saying. They say it's only 30% of the children who have access to AI tools. So the ones who are exposed to AI, the ones who are not exposed to AI, when they eventually are at the same starting line when it comes to trying, maybe get into a course at the university, or they want to get a job, people who have worked with tech will always have an advantage. So I think it is our responsibility to ensure that whatever we are using is not so far flung that people who have no access know nothing about it. So I think it is our responsibility, those who have access should ensure that people who don't have access, how do we help them and keep it realistic so that it is available to everybody.
Sir, answer to that question, whether it is going to reach to the corners of our state or nation, I wanted to give one more best example. Forget about AI, just because of digitalization. Before that, I am working from many years in engineering college. Only top 4 institutions in Bengaluru, they were getting a big package salaries in software. Now, because of this online, internet and all, the person who is sitting in the remote like Bidar, Gulbarga, whatever may be in the village, he is going to be selected at the top position because of online. Their aptitude and all, we can't tell that it will be in that cream institution only. From the remote villages also, people are getting a good job because of digitalization. Same thing is applicable to AI also.
Yeah, we in Samsung also we have noticed, in fact we have executed one of the biggest projects for government, implementation of digital boards and interactive flat panels, whether it is Andhra schools or Madhya Pradesh or UP. Yes, as I think ma'am was telling, the adoption is very fast in government schools of the technology. So that is very, very heartening to see, and which is very good also for India for future, and having a good education is reaching to even the villages as well. So now that point, what I wanted to check with you all is, what we wanted to discuss is that the policies and frameworks institutions should adopt. Because see, you are running institutes, you are the principals or directors of the institute. Do you think for your institute only, for your, you are planning to have some kind of policies for your teachers, and are you planning anything on those lines? Are you thinking anything on those lines? Or is there already anything is there and you are trying to implement that? Anybody on that?
I mean, can you clarify on the policy part, like on what perspective? Like
on the AI perspective.
AI perspective.
AI perspective, some framework, some guidelines on how it should be used, how it could be conducted, what all things can be used, what cannot be used, on those things.
I think we are all in a prenatal stage in the management level in terms of knowledge of AI. Yeah, not all of us are very, very equipped in terms of knowing what to draw a line on, because we ourselves are learning. 1. 2, any school, any institution will be very happy to have amazing teachers who know amazing things, who can do amazing work at less cost. All as teachers, we are very happy to have good staff members who can produce good things, better things. The people who do it are given brownie points, risen well, kept well, and this we have observed in many institutions. So I don't think the policy should come from the management. I think it's a teacher-driven activity of how much I will learn to do better in my job at my school, to be recognized, to be highlighted.
So for that motivation or enrollment is required.
Enrollment.
To add on, what we are planning is, we have planned in fact, we are getting trained. We are giving training for teachers monthly, twice. On off they can take. Either one they can take, especially utilization of AI and how to give the prompts for the best answers. As Prithvi sir said, if the same answer comes, how it should be differentiated. So we are giving training for teachers, and they are doing it well, and it is at free of cost. Those who are very good in AI prompting, such teachers we have identified, not only in our school, in other schools also. We have got a group called Me Too We. Means single school to all together it belongs to our school. So around 400 schools are there, all over India. So one from Punjab, one from Uttarakhand, Kolkata, different people who are expert in particular things. They will be explaining. Monthly, twice it happens.
We do not have uniform kind of education or uniform kind of teaching in India, first and foremost. Mine is a CBSE school, sirs is a CBSE school, but what they teach, though it is NCERT, private textbooks, NCERT textbooks, so it differs. Again, if it is about implementation of AI, we should think of uniform implementation of AI. So I teach completely taking a best software, paying so much, and then sir comes down with the price. It's just an example, sir. Or I don't introduce AI. So there is no uniformity of implementation. First and foremost, it has to happen on the national level, and then we'll have to think about AI implementation in schools on a minor scale.
Sir, I don't think it's such a pressing need as of now for, at a national level.
For AI?
Yeah, in terms of, I mean, it's not that pressing issue for anyone as of now.
No, if my school needs, all the schools in India definitely needs AI.
Skill subject for class 10 and 11th and 12th, they can make a choice of opting them.
And for that, CBSE is providing free workshops and they're giving training as well for this academy. It's one of those skill subject CBSE has introduced and they can write.
Okay. Sir, since you have asked that question, what we are doing, so we have also made an attempt to train all teachers. And perception was also only computer science teachers should be trained. I said no. Everyone has to be, including clerical. Everyone has to be trained in the AI tools, first of all. And plus, I am running actually Polytechnic and ITI, but I am also responsible for school to suggest all these upgradation. There I told them, whatever I have implemented in Polytechnic ITI, same thing. For example, during vacation and all, they can register online courses like NPTL, Coursera, Udemy and all those things. Especially NPTL course, entire course is free. Anybody can learn the subject. Only thing is if they want to certify it, then they have to pay the money. So that as a school administration, we can pay that. If they are registering and if they want to certify it, we have to pay the money to encourage the teachers. That is what I suggested. Other than that, like this, wherever conferences, workshop, any training, we should be able to send the teachers to upgrade themselves. If they are not up to the mark of what is going on, what they will teach to our students. So that is my concept. So that's why indirectly 15 SCL, special casual leave, which was there in my engineering college, I brought to the school also. If someone is going in a year, 15 days they can go to any training, let them bring some certificates, leave will be given. And any transportation cost or minimum registration fees that we have suggested as a policy in our school. Thank you.
Add on to this, the framework in terms of AI, what we have to do it, actually what we are doing in our school is, no doubt management is getting trained first because as we all agreed that even we need that base wherein we have to know what actually the AI works for the teachers as well as for the ground part. So after the management, no doubt not to maximum level, but to some extent we are able to manage, and then we are training our teachers, and along with this, what the kind of assessment that we are doing from management end is like we are working on applications, like we generalize with a topic for any subject and we ask the teacher use AI and work with the application. So the output, because when you go with an application, for example, when we work for geometry, you know, there is trigonometry and algebra, a number of topics are there, but actually we never know, you know, where actually the algebra a square plus b square plus 2ab, where it is being used. But when you go for the applications, how it is being used, if the teacher is able to access that through AI and get the output in a better way, then we can make a judgment with respect to the teacher how best she is doing. So the limitations in understanding and the way the teacher is working with AI helps us a lot. So we are working in application basis using AI.
I think we are all pro AI as of now, but we still don't know what is the need for the institution because we are still in the learning process.
That's very true.
With respect to the students.
So the next topic is, what is Samsung's target for educational institutions?
Okay, so we are doing a lot of things. We have tied up with a company called Class Sati, which is a Samsung funded company, and they create a access student evaluation thing, the real time assessment of the student. I think we were demonstrating that in our booth, so which is very good. So see, AI not only learning, even for using that tools to whether child has understood the concept or not. That is also very important. So there are tools which we have developed where you can immediately after teaching the topic, you can run a quick quiz of half an hour, and you can get the real time evaluation of answers of everything, and you can see which student has scored right and which has scored wrong, along with the explanation why this is the correct answer, why other options are wrong. So all that things are there. Yeah, as a feedback. Yeah. So that's what is there, and our display panels all comes with the AI features. There are features like whatever you are writing, you can just click on it and you can search about that topic. Like you have written plant and you just double click it, it will search and AI will throw you the relevant, and it will throw you the topics. Suppose you are in class, teaching in class 8, so plant is very vast topic, right? So it will throw relevant topics which is only for the class, relevant for the class 8 grades. So that's all things we are also trying to see, what best we can do in terms of using AI in education. That is a few things. But the main thing is, as we all say, I think we would agree, is the where to draw the line. That is something which is very difficult, and the onus lies equally with parents and teachers, teachers as well as with parents, because at home also we are allowing kids to access smartphones and chat GPTs, and are we monitoring what they are watching, what they are throwing, and what they are trying to see. So that is also something has to be monitored. There are tools, there are things, but yeah, so a lot of things lies with parents as well. Then third point is when we are having so many that AI makes this engaging sessions, and it helps in making question papers, and it helps in evaluation. Do you think there will be a time that it will replace teachers?
No. There shouldn't be a time where teachers should be replaced. I would love to answer one, because teaching is a storytelling art, because AI cannot reach your heart like the teacher can. A teacher can inspire there can be a view. To draw something out of that view is your own imagination. To cultivate the imagination, a teacher will be a mentor for that. But AI will never be a mentor, because it will give you a fixed imagination. It will not expand how to visualize a better version of that concept, something like that. So however we go, we all need a mentor, a teacher, because AI is very vast, and Like to reach from Bangalore to Mysore, there is a highway, there is a airport, and there is a bus and train, everything. And like if you have to reach faster, there should be a guided direction, and only a right teacher can do it. And at that point of time, it cannot be replacing meant for teachers.
See, when it comes to teachers and tech, I usually, before getting into any school, sit in a classroom to observe how the dynamics work in the school before we plan teacher training. So one of the schools which implemented the smart TVs, she was there and the teacher was there, and there was a history lesson going on, and I was sitting in the last bench with the last bencher, and he suddenly said, Nodi iga, battery, remote work agala. The remote didn't work for whatever reason in the TV. So he was having fun, he was enjoying himself and telling how the teacher is going to spend 20 minutes figuring out how to replace that battery, how to call, ask for the friend. She wouldn't realize it's the battery. So 10 minutes she'll be tapping it. And he was having fun. I enjoyed that class. I said, this is what we were doing in our class. We were having fun with our teachers because there was no tech. Now in this beautiful setup of tech plus teacher, you cannot minus the teacher. She was giving so many lessons. Forget the topic, but she was engaging with the life skill lessons. The battery, next time you go into class, you should remember to keep a battery whenever you... So for me, it's lesson still. For me, it's still education. So teacher cannot be replaced. Tech is always wonderful supplement. How well it can be used is limited. What you learn mostly is how the teacher gives you freedom to do. A teacher who can give you freedom to implement what you have learned is when education is full. So teacher is, I mean, we have a classic example of Byju's. All that tech did went up, it did a euphoria, it did take over the schooling industry in terms of outdoor tuitions and classes, but then it wound up so beautifully because you cannot replace the teacher. Come what may. Our schools and systems are still proud. We wear a collar very high saying we are running a school in spite of the million tech that has come and taken over, because we know a parent will finally say, nim teacher re sari. That cannot be eliminated.
Sir, to support that, I will call teachers as a context, and AI, whatever it is giving, is only a content. Even now, while asking a question, if the context is not clear, you cannot take the answer as it is. Definitely there will be a contradictory in the answer. Sometimes it is difficult to convince the context itself. So that's why many people blindly copy and paste it, answer no. Definitely there will be a contradictory. That's why your example is the best. Teachers are context, AI is a content.
So how it can help? So they will not replace teachers for sure. How it will help teachers to improve their performance? What all things you all feel that AI should be doing to improve the performance of the teachers?
Just now I told, sir, through visualization. I told many things, how electronics works, chemistry works, physics works. Many theories we taught, sometimes they will mug up and they will reproduce. But through the visualization, even teachers also will get it, and the same thing is communicated to the students also. The big difference between the IIT students and our regular students is, contextually they are very strong. You give any real world problem, they will be able to understand, because they have understood the, content or knowledge clearly. Simple example, we know we will learn the trigonometry, 3 angles, 3 sides, everything. But in the IITs, what they will do? Moon, then sun, and one more place. 2 sides are, we know. Another, what is the distance between the sun and earth means? we should apply the trigonometry there, they will not be knowing. So this type of things we can resolve by this AI and ML. People will get it. They will know the applications also. Otherwise, till now we are only conceptually.
So here I would.
Exactly.
So here
we know the science, but applications is missing. Through AI, it is possible.
I would also like to add, with respect to this application base, like methodologies. While we are teaching the methodologies for every concept, we will have to teach in like in a CBSE method. There will be general method, and then there will be HOTS question. How to use whatever we have learned in an applied way. There will be change of context, changing of question, and the child has to think of how I can use this in this particular context. So that is one important thing, that as a teacher, that's an art to convey the child to utilize it in the application way.
I feel it reduces teachers' time to prepare, and no matter they have a lot of ideas, it gives a perfect route map so that they can again take over like resource and they can create some more things upon that. So it gives a very good platform for them to, quickly do a lot of works.
Yeah. And one more thing, it will also help, AI will help in understanding the concept in multilingual languages, because at times in 2-tier and 3-tier city, the challenges is with the language barrier, usually what we see. So the communication is the biggest barrier between the teacher and the student. So AI, obviously it will help the teacher to have in multilingual languages. And obviously, in terms of like everyone said, it helps the teacher to give a productive learning. I mean, individual understanding between the student and the teacher will increase, and multiple questionnaires can be generated within no time, and the other acts as well as methodology also can be improved.
If we have 3 or 4 minutes, I want to give an example to explain what's the problem with the way we teach and how AI can help. I've had the fortune of studying in 6 different schools, including some schools abroad. So I was in the 6th grade when I learned about molecules here. I went abroad, studied in a British school, and forget about molecules, they had not even taught the concept of negative numbers at that point of time. But by the time I left that place 3 or 4 years later, I knew much more than what the students do here. And I'll explain with an example what is the difference. All physics, chemistry, bio, and we used to have physics, chemistry, bio separately there, right in the 6th grade itself. And all classes used to happen in the lab. So there was a physics lab, a chemistry lab, and a bio lab. The physics teacher one day took a beaker full of water. He filled it to the brim. Then he took a bowl of salt. He put a spoon. I vividly remember this. He took a spoonful of salt, and then he asked everyone, there were about 25 students in class, me sitting somewhere at the back, all of us gathered around the table of the teacher. He said, what will happen when I put the salt into the water? And then there were different kids who answered questions differently. Some said the water will spill. Some said no, the salt will go in, etc., etc. Everybody gave that. And then he started gradually tapping the salt so that it fell into the beaker, and the beaker was absolutely full. It was, thanks to the surface tension, it was actually above the level of the beaker. And the entire tablespoonful of salt disappeared. Then he said, okay, let me do this again. What will happen this time? So again some answers came, etc. And you could sense many children becoming curious as to what was going on. And then he did this again, and nothing fell. And then he did it a 3rd time, and by the time the 3rd time happened, you could see some of the salt remaining undissolved, and then the first droplet of water toppled over the edge of the beaker. And then we used to have 2 classes of physics together and 3 times a week. It took him 6 hours of discussion because he simply said, let's discuss what happened and where the salt went. And the answer did not come from him. He allowed the class to discuss from one session to another to the third, from Monday till Friday. Of course, he realized within the first few minutes that I knew the answer, and he told me, you will not say a word. This used to happen very often, and then it started happening here again, because when I came back in the 9th grade, I knew titration. In India, it was not even taught there. The point I'm trying to make is, here we do not teach children how to think. We do not make them question why. Where will creativity come from unless the children go down to ab initio and discuss the basics? And that is what AI can actually encourage us to do. Today, I'm delighted when my teachers come up with different methods of teaching concepts to children and use AI to ideate and co-ideate along with AI, because sometimes you have to keep putting in the prompt in a different way and keep tweaking it until you get the right answer. It will never give you the answer correctly the first time round. So the point I'm trying to make is, AI, don't take it as just something that will give you glitzy presentations. Use it to create, use it to ideate. Thanks.
Definitely it has to be your personal touch definitely is required, and it can be just a tool. It cannot be, just replace your, you cannot be totally dependent on that. You have to give prompts, and it is very important to give correct prompts also, because unless and until you ask correct question, give correct prompts, you will not get what you desire. And whatever you are getting also, you have to filter it. You cannot take whatever they are giving as it is and use it, because there are so many vast information that they will be very generic also sometimes, or there will be so many things. So it have to be very, very conscious decision what to use, what not to use, what to be given, what not to be given. So all those parameters are there. So I think we have covered most of the points. Anything else anyone want to point out or discuss or share something? Please feel free, and we can have that discussion also.
Just 2 points, sir. One, I think by the Spanish research recently, they have mentioned that most of the alpha schools, they have a training for children. Along with the teachers, they have a training. It's a gamification, it's a paid training where children attend only for 2 hours. They learn quite a lot, and after which they are only into marketing and business. And when interviewed, a child said she is earning at least $10,000 per month. And she is using what she is learning through AI in Airbnb, in marketing Airbnb. And she says these are the kind of people whom have already registered. Now what I'm trying to mention is, when it becomes personalized and when it becomes not these kind of appealing PowerPoint presentations or the models that we are looking at, the aesthetic appeal alone, but if we are really using our critical thinking into it, we were all discussing about teachers getting trained. Not only teachers getting trained, but students simultaneously get trained, and they know for sure how they use what they have got trained properly. In the form of gamification or in the form of app building, like sir mentioned, they have to start building their own. And it is not just the application, but also some creativity and critical thinking which goes into it. And I rightly endorse the point that we do not allow them to think. The metacognition is totally nullified in Bharat. Mera Bharat Maan.
Metacognition in India, self-awareness, awareness about learning, unlearning, etc. is very important.
Then I think I endorse the point where Madam said, learning is a constant. Only then it can be feasible. Otherwise we feel we are redundant, and there ends. Learning becomes just a standstill. That's the one point. And one more thing, TED talk of a girl, 12th grade. As I was driving down, I was just listening to one of the video, and it said, 12-year-old girl She was into the TED Talk, and she was actually conflicting her interest against the affective domain as well as the cognitive domain. Sir did mention about the content part of it. That speaks about the cognitive domain, and if AI has to replace the teacher or AI has to not replace the teacher, then the affective domain plays a good role. And this girl very beautifully played it. I mean, she used all the multiple intelligences, and she was telling some love to see and learn, but I love my experiences, and I love the touch, I love that ruffle on my hair, I love the pat, I love that extrinsic motivation with which I am accelerated to do many things. But different kinds of people like different. Why don't we keep it open so everybody embraces the way they want it? So I think we coexist with AI. Teacher cannot be replaced, AI cannot be replaced, but we coexist.
So, anybody else want to share something?
Adding on to ma'am, learning, all of us know, happens in the main three ways: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So AI cannot take a few of those places. You know, come what may, heat and cold cannot be experienced through AI. You have to touch it. Yeah? The tone of the voice of different people, it can produce it, but you need the ear to hear. So again, you can't take. So there's a lot that are there as strengths of the human, which cannot be taken away. I again come back. Schools, let's understand how much we need to, when we need to, also who we need to. I think if we, in the places where we work, if we think about AI for our teachers and let the children figure out how they learn, because they are very smart, and how ma'am said, there is a digital education in terms of safety. I think not how to use, safety. That should be the responsibility of the school. I think we can't rely on parents for that. I think we need to do that, not about how to learn AI, that they will do. I mean, that they may teach us also. My son teaches me this. How much to use, how much to give out, when to use.
Yeah. So I asked, what was the question? What did I miss? Yeah. So he was saying that can AI replace teachers? Again, I do a lot of I rely on data rather than just talking offhand or anecdotal. So I read that when everybody was talking about automation, that will teachers' jobs also be replaced now because of the automation? They said 80% of the teachers will stay, 20% will go. So who are these 20% of the teachers? They are the teachers who are not ready to adapt, upgrade, unlearn, learn, and evolve. Right? So if you are not keeping up with what's happening around you, your role will become obsolete. And you as a teacher, it's not that you're not required, but is your presence making that impact the child wants you in the class, right? So it is up to us how we make ourselves relatable and also relevant to what is happening around us. So as teachers, we need to keep a tab on what are the changes that are happening in the educational space and keep up with it. Otherwise, AI will surely replace us.
I mean, past 10 years of the principalship, what I saw is there's always a competency, they're competing with each other. That is what I've seen, whether they are in group. They want to prove their best, the teachers. And they can never be replaced. So what happened first, that smart board that had come, with the content and all, they wanted to prove themselves the best than that. So what happened, we stopped ordering for that smart boards, and later on it suddenly vanished from the markets also. Because the teachers were creating the teachers were interested in creating their own content and proving themselves the best. biology teacher, or whether it is chemistry teacher, or whether it is physics and mathematics teacher, to make the child understand in their best way. They say, I don't need this. I know what has to be taught from which level, where the base has to be strong. And they started creating their own content. There I am still standing and saying that no one can replace a teacher. She knows the best. The English teacher will still remain a fairy because she says the story. And the maths and physics teacher, yes, until and unless they don't open their mouth and teach, that will not be reaching their mind. So yes, teachers can never be replaced. Maybe the best will always survive and they will always evolve. Yes, because they believe in that concept of learn, unlearn and relearn. That's all. Yeah, that 80%. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir, that's true. And especially English teacher, I don't know why she's always the fairy, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what ma'am said is applicable for every field. I mean, whether it is teachers or sales professionals or businessmen or developers for that matter. People who are not willing to evolve will definitely not be able to sustain. It's a very competitive world. So I think we have come to an end of this discussion. We had at least I had very insightful and very good information, and it's a few things which I was not aware, and it was really helpful for me to know about these things. And I hope it was a fruitful session for all of you as well. And thank you so much for once again for taking out time and coming here. And it was really a pleasure and honor to part of this panel and interact with you, all of you, and understanding what each of you are doing and what is happening in education world. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the best in your respective field. Yeah, ma'am.
So after hearing the last question, I can't resist but speak. Whether teachers can be replaced. So there's this saying in Hindi, it says, आपका behavior बताता है कि आपको पाला गया है या आपकी तरबियत की गई है. So tarbiyat means a holistic growth, and which has a lot of love, compassion, empathy, kindness involved. So that's tarbiyah. Palna is like anybody can do it. So I think without a teacher, the child sirf pala jayega, but with the teacher, there's tarbiyah. So I just wanted to say this. Thank you.
Definitely, there is a lot of influence in everybody's life of a teacher, and nobody can deny that. But see, point here is, if it cannot replace, then how it can be supportive for the teachers, this AI? That was also one, next part of the question, actually. Yeah, we dwelled, but for few members were not there. So in case they want to, add on, so that's about it. Yeah. Yeah. They have to complement each other. Yeah.
We have to coexist, we have to complement, we have to support. And that's the future.
Yeah, so that was another thing which was there when few of you were not there. And one more thing which we discussed about the policies or frameworks, whether your institute is any policies or framework your institute is adopting to implement AI or usage of AI or something like that. So that's about it. And thank you so much once again. And thank you. And you have a great evening and your future ahead. Thank you so much. Yeah.